What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today I wanted to answer one of the questions that I've been getting from a lot of you guys in the comment section in regards to Obelisk, and that is, how do you roll a damage proc? What is the proper way to go about it? And I see a lot of you guys saying, I've been playing this game for so long, but even now I don't have a single damage proc, right? I see a lot of you guys saying that, and you see me with a lot of my characters having damage proc Obelisk on them, and you're thinking, wow, how are you so lucky? How do you have so many damage procs? But even now, after playing this game for months or years, I still don't have one. And the simple answer to that is actually just to make as many obelisks as possible, because the more you make, the more chances you have of getting a damage proc. That's the simple answer, right? But this is a two-step process, because you don't want to actually start off with a really bad obelisk and then give that a damage proc, because it takes you a long time and it takes you getting extremely lucky to actually get something like you're looking at right here: immunity to guard break, critical damage, and a 200% damage proc. This is basically perfection. However, to get here, it took several hundreds of obelisks. Okay, I kid you guys not. It took hundreds of obelisks for me to get this, and this is one of the only 200% damage proc that I have looking like this. This is perfection. However, this is a two-step process, guys, where you want to first start off with really good stats. Okay, so right off the bat, when you're choosing an obelisk to bring up to 6-star, never choose anything that has any kind of resist. Honestly, don't do that. Resist is absolute garbage. Don't choose anything that has dodge. The only two characters, in my opinion, that can benefit from dodge is actually Spider-Man or Ant-Man. So if you're not building an obelisk specifically for those two characters, you should not be choosing dodge as a base stat. Thirdly, you should definitely stay away from the majority of immunity type effect obelisks that are in the game. The only type of immunity that is actually important is actually immunity to guard break or guard break immune and snare immunity, simply because 2 days of the 14 for ABX, the Frost Beast has the snare effect. So you definitely want to take advantage of that, because otherwise your scores are going to suffer in ABX. And on top of that, when it comes to World Boss Ultimate, 3 of the 4 World Boss Ultimate stages that we currently have right now have those twisters in there, so those twisters will actually snare you. So having snare immunity on an obelisk on a character will actually make your fight a lot easier. However, now that we've spoken about some of the stats that you should ideally stay away from, I wanted to give you guys a list of stats and the order in which I prioritize them when I'm trying to build an obelisk from 1-star all the way up to 6-star in hopes of getting a damage proc or at least 5 seconds of invincibility. Now, the order is actually going to be based on my experiences, so maybe it could be different for you, but this is how I'm going to rank them. The first on this list is actually critical damage. The second is actually going to be critical rate. And the reason why I put these two at 1 and 2 is because, one, these stats are universally useful for every single character in the game. Regardless, every character could benefit from having more critical damage or more critical rate. And on top of that, based on my experiences, I've actually found that it's actually significantly easier than other types of obelisk to roll for a damage proc on these particular obelisks. 90% of the damage proc obelisks that I have in this game either have a critical damage or critical rate on them. And I actually have a 6-star right here with critical rate and a 200% damage proc. I'm not trying to say that this is a fact and it's gonna happen every single time. I'm just saying that for some particular reason, for me at the very least, it seems significantly easier to get a damage proc or invincibility on obelisk that have critical damage or critical rate as the very first stat. And that's actually very, very beneficial, because the first stat, the orange stat, will actually never change as you upgrade the obelisk. So having something like critical rate or critical damage that is universally useful for every character is actually very, very good. Okay, number 3 on this list in terms of stats that I prioritize when I'm building an obelisk is actually immunity to guard break, because this is actually going to be very, very beneficial for PvP to ensure that your characters do not get guard broken or interrupted. This is also really, really beneficial for characters that have really long skill animations, because those characters are very, very easy to be cancelled. right? So I generally put immunity to guard break right after critical rate and critical damage. Number 4 on this list is actually max HP. This is actually very beneficial for healers like Deadpool, Wolverine, or Mantis. There's other characters that can heal, but basically any character in the game that have native healing, max HP is actually really good. And I've also found that max HP is actually pretty easy to get a freaking invincibility proc on. So if you like to build characters for PvP, choosing max HP as a base is actually really good, because oftentimes you'll end up with a 3-second or 5-second invincibility proc. Okay, that's what I found to be the case for me based on my experiences after building tons of Obelisk. Okay, after max HP, I would tell you guys to then start focusing on elemental type Obelisk. So Obelisks that have lightning damage, fire damage, cold damage, or mind damage. Do not build anything with poison damage, because there's no high DPS poison damage character in the game as of right now. So that is still completely useless. The best we have, I believe, is Lizard and Green Goblin, and they're really not that good. Okay, so you shouldn't be building anything for them. That's the next one. So you want to build lightning damage for Thor, you want to build cold damage for Loki, you want to build fire damage for people like Dormammu or Inferno, and you want to build mind damage for people like Scarlet Witch or Psylocke. Okay, after that, I would then say you could try to focus on something like Ignore Dodge. I have a couple Ignore Dodge Obelisks. This is actually pretty good for PvP, but it's extremely beneficial for speed ABX because of the fact that the Frost Beast has a ton of dodge. So for characters that don't have native dodge in their kit, they actually suffer and their score is actually pretty low. I've also found that having Ignore Dodge gives you a higher probability to get a damage proc. I've never really seen that many Ignore Dodge Obelisks with invincibility in my experiences, but I've seen quite a few end up with damage procs by the time they're at 5 stars. That's just my personal experience. If yours is different, leave it in the comment section. After that, I would say Ignore Defense. However, Ignore Defense, I would put this at the very last spot, because you have so many different ways that you can get Ignore Defense. You can get it from your ISO set, your comic card, your 4th gear, sometimes your 3rd gear. So I don't think you should ideally put this on the Obelisk. Chances are, if your cards are any type of good, you're gonna have way more than you need, right? So I wouldn't say try to focus too heavily on Ignore Defense. So those are the stats that I generally prioritize: crit damage, crit rate, immunity to guard break, max HP, lightning damage, Ignore Dodge, and then Ignore Defense, in that order. And like I said, based on my personal experiences, by choosing critical damage and critical rate as my first 2 types of obelisks that I prioritize, I've found that more often than not, by the time I get to 5 stars, I already have a very useful 140, 130, 120 damage proc on the obelisk, right? And that's pretty useful. Do not ever roll for any of these right here. These are not damage procs, okay? I see a lot of you guys saying, oh, I have a 250% damage proc. That is not a damage proc, okay? This does not give you a damage proc. This is energy or physical damage falling on the top of the enemy's head. It's a shockwave type obelisk. Complete garbage, okay? It doesn't do any real damage. If you have this on a character and you think this is a damage proc, re-roll it immediately or replace it immediately. It's pure garbage, okay? It does nothing for the character. That being said, boys, a lot of you have been telling me that I need to change up the obelisk for my Psylocke. So what we're gonna do for this video is actually show you guys the painful process that it is to roll the perfect obelisk with a 200% damage proc, because that's what I want for my Psylocke. Now I have an obelisk down here with, I believe, 38% mind damage, and I want to re-roll this, and I want to show you guys how painful it is to truly get a 200% damage proc. You can see right here I have a lot of freaking obelisks, and that is not even a word, okay? Just a lot of obelisks, guys, a lot of failed attempts, and we're gonna use these to try and re-roll this, and hopefully we can get double mind damage with a 200% damage proc, or mind damage, crit rate, or crit damage with a damage proc. But we'll see how it goes. And I really hate that it sometimes reset, well, not sometimes, it always just resets it. Now I have to find it again. Where the hell is this bloody thing? Where is it? It's right beside, it's right here. Okay, this one, and let's start from the top. These are immunity to guard breaks. I'll leave those for last. Hopefully I get it before I even get there, because immunity to guard break, see, that would be really good if this was a damage proc. This is not a damage proc. If this was a damage proc, that would be really, really good, because the ignore dodge would be great for World Boss Ultimate and some PvP stuff. Let's try again. No, this is even worse. This is great. You can see for yourself. I'm telling you guys, I'm keeping it 100. I always go for critical damage, immunity to guard break. Anything that you see outside of the ordinary was given to me from an RNG chest that Netmarble generally gives out. But for the most part, you're just gonna see a whole bunch of crit rate, critical damage, immunity to guard break, those type of obelisks. Like this, I would never build a dodge obelisk. This was probably just given to me as a login reward, or from what you call it, special missions. Oh my goodness, I don't want invincibility. I already have this one right here. Like, I don't want invincibility. Just give me a freaking damage proc. Come on. Wow, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. I already see it coming. Where is it? It's right here. Let's go. Nope, nothing. Nada, guys. I hate having to go find it every single time. That's really annoying. It's right here, I think. Yeah. All right, let's go again. Wow, invincibility for 3 seconds again. Come on, give me something useful. Like, I have like 46-star obelisks here, guys, and we're gonna burn through all of them, and chances are we're not even gonna get a damage proc once. I have this one, but I don't want the lightning damage on it. If this was double mind damage, that would be really good, and I would have given it to her and just abandoned this quest for perfection. But yeah, we're on that quest, guys, and it's pretty painful. Where is it? Where is it? It's right here. Get rid of this dodge. Wow, this is gonna be annoying. Oh my goodness. Where are you? Right here? Nope, that's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Do I have one for 39? I thought I had one for 39. Oh my goodness, really? A 120 proc. Oh my goodness. You know what? We're gonna leave that one. And if we have one for 39, we might. No, we don't. We don't. We're gonna keep going, man. Forget it. Forget it. I don't want a 120 proc. Like, I don't want it. I really don't want it. Let's go. I know I'm gonna regret this later, but a 110 proc might as well be the same as a 120. To be honest with you guys. But like, goddamn, man. Like, RNG is a cold-blooded son of, like, seriously, really, bruh. And finding it over and over just to fail is just really annoying. Here we go. Come on. Invincibility again. Oh my goodness. That's a 120 proc. I don't have no use for that. Get rid of that. Nope, I don't want that either. Like, that could have been used, but I don't want it. Like, I'm actually just getting more and more mad. I don't want that 120 proc either. Really, man? So when I tell you guys that it takes hundreds, you guys will see for yourself that it takes hundreds or some extremely good luck, which I really don't have. Where is it? I think it's this one right here. We're moving up a little bit. This thing's gonna clean me out. I'm gonna leave that 37% just in case. Man, come on. Really? Like, I'm gonna leave this. This is not that great because of the fire resist, but immunity to the snare and that 180, that's all right. That's all right. Let's keep going. It's really painful to get rid of all these immunity to guard break obelisks because they're pretty rare. Where is this thing? Right here. Yep. This is gonna hurt real bad, guys. Like, this is a 140, but I don't want it. Come on. Really? You gonna do me like this to my... Really? 140 with cold? Like, if that was double mind and 140, that would have been stomachable, but still not good, right? I'm still gonna have to keep going, guys. Like, RNG is such a tease, man. Honestly, give your boy some luck. What is going on? Holy smokes, guys. Like, oh my goodness. I'm giving up all these damage procs just in hopes of getting something good. I'm telling you, man, RNG is one of the worst things about Marvel Future Fight, guys. Wow. You know how long it took me to make all these obelisks, guys? Just to throw them down the drain in hopes of getting something perfect for Psylocke? Where the heck is this thing? There we go. And the part that sucks the most is the mind damage is not even going up, because he can go up all the way to 40%, but he's not even going up. Like, it's just staying at 38. So maybe this is just a sign that this one should just not be the one I'm re-rolling. 140 immunity. That's not terrible. Yeah, just like, oh my goodness, really, guys? Y'all seeing this? This is brutal, man. Some of y'all probably laughing your asses off right now, but these things are just taking up space anyway, so might as well get rid of them in hopes of getting something really good for my Psylocke. Let's dump this one first. What is this? Yeah, 20%. I don't need that. Really? Couldn't that have been like a 200% damage proc? Oh my goodness. Wow, man. RNG is not kind, guys. I'm gonna get rid of that 140 proc just... Wow. Oh wait, the mind damage actually went up. I didn't even book that. It went up to 39. Okay. Okay, so at least some progress was made here today. Even though I've failed probably like 30 times already. I lost count. One of you guys tell me how many times I've failed so far. Really? Really? Mind damage, mind resist, and a 140. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what? We'll leave that one for now. And I have one that's 37. Let me re-roll it a few times and see how it goes. Should I? Nah, forget it. Forget it. Forget it. We're going with the one we started with, guys. We're going with the one we started with. We're not switching up, guys. Because I want to show you guys how messed up this system is, guys. You can roll so many times, hundreds of times, and fail. This is really good for someone like Jean Grey, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. I was saving it for her, but I already have a 200% on her, so maybe someone else will get it later on down the road. Yeah, so I'm not really too mad because the one I have on Psylocke right now is pretty decent already. There's really nothing that I can't do with her, but I'm still hella salty that it's taking like almost 40 attempts, guys. I'm gonna get rid of this one too. So almost 40 attempts, guys. Burned through all the obelisks that I had right here, and at the end of the day I end up with nothing for my Psylocke. But that's all I really have to share for this one, guys. Hope it was informative. Hope you guys learned some new information in regards to Obelisk, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace and love, and I'm gone.